Today is August 25th. The Yankees take 2 out of 3 from the Rockies, and the big bats go crazy. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy, Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme, and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy, and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy, and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talking Yanks. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Jimmy. I'm joined by Jake, BBD, producing in the corner. SeatGeek, sponsoring the show. You want to go see Judge chase down history again? Time to get some tickets before the prices skyrocket. If you believe September is going to be a chase, I'd grab some now. Go look at their schedule, map it out. Maybe the day he got it last year, knocking on all the wood. Yanks 15% off your next order at the SeatGeek app. Yanks 15 get you 15% off your next order at the SeatGeek app. Jakey boy, how you doing?
James, Davis, thank you, SeatGeek. Thank you, everyone tuning in. Feels like another home run race. Good little SeatGeek promo there. Orioles series, wind down the season. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Yankees clinch first place. Oh, Shohei, sick 40-40 walk-off homer. Here's the division. Here's the MVP. I'm doing good, man. I mean, talk about a Sunday record day. It was 4-3 for a second there. And we're sitting there like, I mean, there's no way, right? This Rockies series, we're not going to have to pick up the sticks and do a bullpen conversation. We've done a lot. Talk about some weird lineup stuff today. Instead, it's the Bronx Bombers. It's Judge. It's Soto. And, man, Big G obviously putting the exclamation part, and then Little G putting an exclamation point too. His first homer in a month, my God. But I don't know, man. The first thing I blurted out, and I don't want to take any helium out of the balloon today, but I was watching it with Beebs and Max Manis. We're here covering the game, and man, it's just that feeling of like this year. This year has a lot of special things going on, which means it's going to be one of the most exciting Octobers, probably since 2017, 2019. And it's got the potential to sting a lot more too if we don't sure up some stuff, which, hey, I'd rather be excited to be excited, you know?
I am excited to be excited. I was watching it and I was explaining to Caitlin, my wife, I was like, oh, shit. We're finishing up like eating with the kids. And I was like, it's 1-run game in the 7th, babe. Like I might start being real wound tight, you know, like kind of looked at the TV because she was like, how much longer till you record? And I was like, oh shit, damn, this is closer than I want it to be. And then Soto hit that homer and I was like, whoo. And I tweeted, please hit more or whatever. And then I got 2 more and I was like, this is great. That's great. Absolutely phenomenal. But I'm so excited for this. Like we're here in a way. I think it'll speed up really when September comes because it's easier to digest. But you know, there's 34 days left. 34 days, not games, but days until the season ends. The conversations just get more fun. The nitpicking gets greater. The heart rate gets sped up, and like, you know, I want to live tweet every game. I want to be like in it. And I know that's probably a sentiment across the board. Yankee fans, it's exciting to get to this place where I am like really starting to think about the playoffs, but we're in a divisional race. It's a conundrum. I wanted to propose that the way we go about the episodes from here on out, because some people, you know, they just, they don't want us to be negative or they want us to be too positive. Everyone wants what they want to hear. what's a word opposite of concerns? Because I feel like we should just tag thoughts. That's a concern, or that's like an excitement. That's like I was trying to find something catchy that starts with C. So like we can balance the episodes. Like, no, this is good. Like this is a
little Midwest
exciting
accent
thing.
for there. Compliment.
I guess so.
That's a
yeah.
nice C word. I got a really bad C word if we need it.
Compliment and concern. Yeah, Midwest accent. I watched Bike Riders the other day, so just might start talking like I'm from Chicago.
Okay. You are.
I lived in there. I lived there for a couple years.
I lived in there, yeah.
Because as you get closer to this, the excitements or the compliments get more exciting.
Everything's magnified.
But the concerns get drastic.
Yes.
Like, and it sucks to harp on things when they're in first place in the league, first place in the division. Judges doing that. Some of the starting pitchers have turned around. Like, there's a lot of good, but there's a pocket of concerns that might take over chunks of the episodes. And I don't want it to seem like we're not like also thrilled about the other stuff.
I think, people were watching that game, maybe wondering if there's some Averex awards coming this episode. Everything's bigger. It's I think you piggybacked off what I was saying just from a different angle of just like this feels so much more of a real chance compared to last year did not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
22 team that had the worst August in Yankees history, basically. 21 team that was so allergic to momentum and playing the right way. 2020 never happened. So it's really 2019. We were still in that bubble of the baby bombers, and yeah, the Yanks are back and here we come. And then we got dunked on by the big bad wolf again. So yeah, it's kind of neat because, dude, I'm rewatching Game of Thrones. It's been exciting in the final season, so I'm comparing way too much stuff to it. But like, it's almost like at this point we're now checking boxes of like different battles to get to the final battle. Like at some point there's going to be an Orioles battle, and it's like constantly happening. But that final week before we go into the playoffs, we're going to play them, and that should have something to it that we haven't seen in a long time. And I don't know, man. I don't know how the script writers write it, and I've been hoping it's not in the script, but there might be a day when we're talking about those guys in Texas again. So I don't know, but it's like you're saying, and it's a good thing to tell the people that listen to the show, because we also, our shit's gotten big that like there's a lot of stuff we don't tweet anymore, and we have different tones on different platforms. This is our most open platform because we're talking. You guys are listening to us have a conversation that we know all the good stuff, but when we're harping on the bad stuff, it's because we're trying to win a World Series, and we don't want something to come in the way of that. Yeah,
team's good. 2022 was odd because the only reason we were somewhat confident, because that team was not good, besides Judge.
It's a great
towards
start.
The end.
It's a great start.
Yeah, but when you went to the postseason,
yeah,
it was like banking on hot hands, and the Astros failing. There was no one else in the AL.
Right.
It was the Yankees and the Astros. This year, there's a lot of good teams. I think there's 3 or 4 in the American League. And I think the Yankees are as good as those teams if their holes don't like widen. Right. All right. So on the rest of the show, we'll do the injury report, which is, we call it the grounds creeping. And that's a good time because there's like a lot going on, and there's some really odd stuff that happened in the grounds creeping. Then we'll recap the 3 games that were. Jake will have a burn of each game, and then we'll discuss moves and lineups decisions. And then we'll give out some awards where we cover a lot of the bigger talking points, Pride of the Yankees, Yankee MFer, regular awards. And then a little cleanup session on anything we missed.
Beautiful.
Well, this is the perfect sponsor for the grounds creeping, Jake. BetterHelp.
Wow.
Because is there BetterHelp coming?
Yeah.
Kind of the biggest question mark for the Yankees. For you can get yourself some BetterHelp when you feel like you have no time for yourself. Therapy is more important than ever. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Stop comparing and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Yanks today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. If you didn't know how to spell that, then you need other kinds of help as well, unless you're a toddler listening because you're sitting next to your parents. .com/Yanks. All right. The grounds creeping is very, very interesting, to be honest. First up, everyone played up in Maine, as we discussed last episode. For the Somerset Patriots, they're playing the Portland, whatever they're called, up in Maine. Rizzo DH'd Friday, didn't play Saturday, and then Sunday played. He went 0 for 1 with 2 walks Friday. Scared. Minor league pitcher,
Good
scared.
eye. Great eye.
0 for 3 with 2 Ks Sunday. Not that scared. Came at him. In that same game, Clark pitched. He had his first rehab game, 3.2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, 6 Ks. The hit was a homer. So that's pretty good line, I think, for his first start, which is, the results aren't even really that important.
Around 50 pitches. I don't know what the final count was, but that neighborhood going in was the goal.
Yeah, well, what's 3 times 3 is 12. Plus
9.
2, 14, 9. I was going to hit myself.
Plus your mic too. That might be the math gods muting you. That was.
I was getting ahead of
Okay,
myself because
You're back.
It was 3.2. So, and then there's a hit. So that's 12 batters right there. And then I tried to go backwards to get to fill in the blanks that I skipped out loud. So that's what happened there.
It's okay.
Because that's 12 batters. And then you have 1 walk. So that's 13 batters, 4 pitches a batter, 13 times 4. Beebs, that's how many pitches he threw.
I'll get the actual number. Why don't you keep the grounds creeping going a little
14
bit?
times 4 is 56.
There you go.
Okay.
Probably 60 dead even. Anyway. Okay, this is the funny part. John Birdie flight got canceled.
Yeah.
Or they lost his bag. I actually think his flight was fine. They lost his bag, so he didn't have any of his equipment.
Yeah.
So he did not play in Friday's game. Then he played Saturday as a designated hitter. He went 2 for 3 with a homer. Then played defense Sunday, went 0 for 2. And then in kind of bummer of a news, but they DFA'd Michael Tonkin before Sunday's game, called up right-handed pitcher Phil Bickford. They said they needed coverage for tonight, but I don't think that's true. I think this is a move before moves. Because they have Hamilton, who he made his relief appearance and 2 strikeouts in the inning, I think, or something like that. Trevino, Efros, Marinaccio, Birdie, all coming back. And with Efros, there's some funny business if they want to bring him up, or they don't like his peripheral stuff. But I don't know. Tonkin was a huge part of saving June. June was a bad month. It should have been. It felt like it was a losing month. They actually ended up 1 game above 500, and him eating innings and losses, keeping them close, down 1. He ended up coming into some games where they were ahead and holding it. So I feel bad that he's got DFA'd. He hasn't been great lately, but he definitely was a big part of a good chunk of the season helping out in the bullpen.
Tonkin was great. We'll see how waivers go. I could definitely see another team grabbing him to do the same thing, to go down in that pen. And if we might need 2.2 one day, or, he's got some funk to him that he got out some real batters in real situations. So we appreciate Tonkin. And yeah, I think we're about to see a revolving door in the bullpen. I think between Phil Bickford, Tim Meza, I think Tim Hill is going to be in play. He's been another guy who's been great for the Yankees, but I think the bullpen is very much going to turn into what have you done for me lately. So if Tim Hill stays doing good things, and obviously from his lefty arm slot, he can be an interesting weapon down there. But this is a guy that has been let go from other teams this year, that if he takes a step in the wrong direction, I think the Yankees, whether it's Efros's, Trevino, Birdies, the Yankees have a bullpen. They have an adjustable bullpen plan that I think they're interested to see who's available and when. So thank you, Tonkin. Clark Schmidt, 46 pitches. 46 pitches.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's 46 divided by 13?
But they probably did he went in and he threw four more pitches to throw 51.
46 divided by 13 is 3.5. 3.53.
I averaged it at 4 pitches in that bat. Should have averaged at 3.5. Those minor leaguers like to swing.
Who was the Yankee pitcher rehabbing that they had throw one more pitch? Was that Rodon or Cole? It was someone real.
Yeah, it was Cole, I think.
Crazy.
It's getting to a certain count.
Stupid. As far as the bullpen goes, you got Phil Bickford is out of options, so if they want to, he'll get DFA'd. I think they already DFA'd him once this year.
Yeah.
Yep. Tim Meza has options, so he can just get sent down to AAA. Tim Hill's out of options, and he got DFA'd this year, and they picked him up. Mark Leiter Jr., Tommy Kahnle, Luke Weaver, Jake Cousins, Clay Holmes, I don't think are going anywhere. I don't think you can send Jake Cousins down. I don't think they're going to.
No. Been too good.
Mark Leiter Jr., let's see his next steps, right? Because he hasn't been good. I don't think they're not going to move on from the asset. But, it's a little bit funny business season that we'll see. He's got to pick it up. Agree with the other guys.
I'm interested in Mark Leiter Jr.'s splits as a Yankee, which are hard to find. Because I think leverage has loomed somewhat large. Like he was down, like when he's not, and when he's in a close game, I feel like he's done all right. Besides extra innings with a runner on. And I feel like when he's in a laugher, he's been bad. And
it all started with that Texas game that shouldn't have been close, and then he made it close. And then since then he's really been struggling.
Yeah. It was interesting because when he faced Toronto back to back, like early, I forget who was in the booth. Maybe it was Coney or Girardi. He noted, Leiter didn't throw. He didn't the first game against Toronto. It was they're up 5, and he was like, Leiter didn't throw his pitches because he knew he might face him again in the same series, and this wasn't a close situation. So then the next day he actually threw his nasty stuff in the sequences he liked. So that was interesting to note. And then I've never really thought about that. Like if a reliever of that that's going to be in a hold situation enters early in a series in a wide gap, he might not want to show his A stuff. He gave up 3 hits, but whatever. Yeah, Leiter he has to prove himself. But that was an interesting thing. I remember when they said that. Birdie got a homer, so that's good.
Wow.
Dominguez still hitting, I think. So I don't know. You got anything on the rest of the groundskeeping?
I was just going to ask you, man. I think the pitching stuff is going to sort itself out pretty easily. I think we're only going to see, sorry to our guy Dub, but I think we're only going to see Will Warren one more time because, Clark Schmidt at 75 pitches or 70 pitches, I think that's a safer bet than Will Warren at this point. That I think if Clark goes out and he throws 55 or 60 good ones in his next outing, I think he'll be done and they'll call him up. The bullpen.
I don't even know if we'll see Will Warren one more time.
Yeah, I think they're gonna give him the first St. Louis game. I do. I think they're gonna give him one more, just to see if they can get anything out of him, and then I think it'll be Clark's spot. The relievers, like we talked about, I think that'll be a revolving door. The position players, my God. I mean, Rice for Rizzo, we still think is going to happen. And then do they just wait till September 1st to call up Birdie? But that's...
And then Dominguez isn't part of it, even though he's like crushing it right now.
Dominguez, which he's crushing it, that's, you know...
DJ, and Dominguez can happen September 10th, and that would still be like 3 weeks
DJ ain't been playing great. Him and Verdugo both got a couple knocks this series. So, yeah, that's going to be, I think, storyline 1 is everything I just said with the pitchers. I think that sorts out pretty easily. Storyline number 2, I think it's going to start easily, but if Jason Dominguez is looking like Jason Dominguez at AAA and there's major league guys, I don't know, man. I hope if they have to make a difficult decision, they have to. Maybe injuries kick in and they won't. Or, I don't know. I can't do Yankee funny business. I can't be no Dominguez throughout the end of the regular season, and there he is on the postseason roster. Like, that's messed up. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, makes sense. How's Yogo been twirling it?
Hey, now.
Because I'd maybe start him over Warren if you get one more. I don't know what his schedule is. He pitched on the 23rd.
Yeah, I think roster-wise, if they were going to do that, they would have already, like, made the move. Or at least bring in a bullpen guy.
For the interim.
Yeah. Like, you could have kept Tonkin, send Will Warren down, and delayed. I think they're going to give...
He threw 3 innings Friday. Yogo.
23rd?
Yesterday. Saturday.
I don't think he's as stretched out as he once was.
Yeah, maybe have one of the relievers come. I don't know. Can't just throw Warren out there again.
I
in a division...
I think I agree, but they would have already made the move.
It's a good point. They would have already made the move.
They would have saved Tonkin and just had another bullpen guy because they have an off day.
And I think they only
Yogo's
need
at like
spot,
50 pitches.
I think they only need that spot one more time before Clark's an option and Heel shortly after. You would probably know better than I do where we counted it out, but
yeah. It's yeah, it would be. It's at the August 29th is an off day, and then that Friday, you could just throw Stroman. Like, you could just bump everyone up and not go Warren, which I think they'll do.
Do you think they'll do, or do you hope they'll do?
I think they'll do, and you keep Warren around for long relief because, like, why wouldn't you? Stroman would be on 1, 2, 3, 4. He'd be on normal rest to go Friday the 30th against St. Louis. Then Nestor goes. Then Cole or Clark. Yeah, they can easily do that. So Warren can be like long relief up until that point. But with the off day, there's no reason to. Then by the time there's an opening again, Clark or Heel can return. So yeah, there's no reason for Will Warren to start again in a division race, and he shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I would like that. I don't believe in it. I could see the Yankees saying something like, getting the guys an extra day of rest before the final home stretch. I don't know.
The only part is they need Cole to be pushed the other way down the stretch. So anyway, yeah. We'll see. Maybe we'll ask Boone. He's not going to give an answer on that, obviously, but we can ask him.
Hey, Pop.
Okay. That's everything. That for us funny business is, I think by delaying him this long, they've already guaranteed another year on his of service time. He had 2 years. I really don't even know, actually. He has 2 years and 37 days remaining of service time, where that's how much he's accrued. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on that. I think by keeping him, they've added, but I don't know.
I think the metrics on his slider are down too, so that I think they're also just letting him figure it out.
I think there's an obvious answer that we'll all find out in a month or so, because I mean, the service time on a 30-year-old reliever in a pennant race shouldn't be your biggest concern.
He just had two big surgeries.
So yeah. It's either Efros is throwing it weird, and there's been a couple reports around that, and they're worried and don't want him to get exposed, and we'll see ya. Or it's Yankees thinking they're like really smart and they're gonna hide Scott Efros till like the final 2 weeks. Be like, lookie's what we have.
Lookie's what we have.
I've seen him do it.
Yeah, I've seen him do it. Yeah. Okay. Val. Game 1?
Scott Efros from Twinsburg, Ohio. Did we know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where they do the Twins Fest?
Where they do the Twins Fest, yeah.
He's not a twin.
He's
right?
got to be freaked out by that, right?
Everyone is.
Theo Epstein, a twin, was on his wiki today. Let's do the game.
Ew.
What was that?
I didn't need to know that.
Reminders of the 1800s as Carlos and the Yankees rode on to take on the Freeland with Kyle in Colorado. Quiet hours for the first 3 innings until play the music. Giancarlo, let the rhythm take you over, Giancarlo. Te quiero. Solo homers. It's 1-0 Yanks in the 5th. Former Yankee Ryan McMahon helps out with an E5 that lets Volpe score. 2-0 Yanks. Meanwhile, Carlos was cruising 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 5 Ks, 0 earned runs. Oh, captain, my captain. Judge stands on the table as he hits number 49. Rodon to Weave Dog to Mike Cousins to Holmes. Yanks pitch a shutout, and the Yanks win 3-0 final.
It was nice.
It's nice.
It was nice. A win's a win's a win's a win's a win, you know?
Yeah.
Judge is crazy, and it was nice. Is there any big moments we gotta remember or reconsider?
No, I mean, this might be a time for Rodon thoughts. It might not be a time for Rodon thoughts. You know, there's a moment there where same construct as today, 2-0, and the second run is on an error by one of the better defenders in the sport. That's not exciting, but I don't know. It was also things never felt nervous, which that's good. It's good on a Friday night.
It was a lot of sliders from Rodon. Like his pitch mix changed a ton. The 3 games before was like 55% fastball and 23% slider. And then this game was 37% slider and like 37% fastball. Might from the same amount as both. Yes, he threw 38 sliders and 38 four seams, and the 2 others just dropped. So go with what's working, I guess.
And I mean, it kind of got overlooked in the grounds creeping, but this was Jazz Chisholm's first game back.
Yes. Brief mention in the grounds creeping. He had one play here. Well, he had a bunch of plays. He made a really good play later on in the series, but in this game, he had to play at third, and the arm just visibly surprised me again. Like, oh, that's awesome.
It's
congrats on that.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not fully tooting my horn because I mean there was 2 errors today in the first inning, which one I don't think should have really been on him, but you kind of had to. But yeah, man, that's kind of when the light bulb went off for me. Is he has a shortstop arm. Like he has a shortstop arm, which is very rare in this short sport. And it's what makes all the great third basemen great. And he clearly has the athleticism and reaction time that, yeah, there's going to be some funk over there in some of the routine stuff or some of the plays that we're used to seeing third basemen make. But he's extremely talented at third base.
Now here's something of interest to you, Jake, or maybe to the crowd at home. How they use the relief pitchers in this game was something that at the point we'd be looking at. In the 7th inning, Weaver comes out to face Stallings, Jones, Beck, and Blackman. The bottom of their lineup. And righties mostly. Jones is a lefty, Beck's a righty, and then Blackman's a lefty, right?
Blackman's a lefty, yes. Shunk is righty, I just found out.
And then after that, they bring in Jake Cousins for the 8th. I don't know if Canley was unavailable or they just liked the lane because it was Tovar, Rogers, and Doyle. I'm guessing, my guess would be those are righties. I'm not like 100% positive with the Rockies.
Tovar, Rogers, and Doyle are all righty. McMahon lefty, and then Toglia next. But yeah.
So breaking down that, you would say Cousins is just in the mix with Canley and Weaver now. And if those were lefties and Weaver and Canley is available, I think he gets that lane. But they were righties and they like him versus righties. So, just Cousins is in the end, which we know he should deserve, but this kind of solidified it. And also, if Clay's the closer, that was something last time Boone was asked, is Clay your closer? His answer was, we'll see, or something like that. So Clay comes in to close, and now here's where I got to issue a concern.
Okay.
Clay gets the save. It was not an outing that projected well for future Clay saves. I mean, he walks the first batter. The next batter hits one to deep center field. Then he walks the next batter on a 3-2 pitch that the umpire got wrong and called strike 3. So, a different ump, that's a walk. And then the last batter fucking rocks one on a line, thankfully, where Judge is in center, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
So, not like an endorsement of, there you go.
Yeah, it's tough, and I think it's on the things to watch going forward. I can't super knock Clay for this one. He gets the call on Stallings. And some days you're going to get the call, some days you're not. I do think, him, Volpe, Verdugo, DJ, like anyone whose roles or desires on this team we're interested in, I think it's the hyper-fixation that we're talking about that, yeah, I mean, I think even, what was it, last series, Volpe hit the bag, and I'm talking to myself like, oh, Volpe hits the bag. And it's like, well, that's part of it. Like, it is part of baseball. So this one I'm just putting as a, hey, Clay Holmes got the save.
Got the save. But maybe that's the better formula. Hard hit balls. That last one was 110 exit velo in the outfield.
Right.
Where they have more time to track them down, like no ground balls, and that's better.
We're frustrated with the dinks and dunks. Let them rock it.
Yeah. Not bad.
And just for your Canley Cousins stuff going forward, I think your final piece of evidence, Canley was the first out of the pen today. He came in for 2 lefties. Or excuse me, he came in for 5 lefties maybe. I think Toglia, Cave, Jones, he comes out for the second inning. It's Romo and Blackman, also lefties. He gets pulled. Cousins comes in for Tovar and Doyle. So I do think you're going to see.
Yeah, they're just
Canley,
platoon holds guys.
And I think, well, I'll be interested to see with Weave Dog, but I could see, I think they're all on a very similar page.
I agree.
I think if it's all lefties, they'll go Canley. I think if it's all righties, they'll go Cousins. If it's a mix, they'll go Weave Dog. I think that's the current plan.
I think they like Weave first because he can go the deep. He can go the most in. He can go 2 innings. So I think they like him after the starter. In case he's rolling, he can go into the 8th, go 1.1, 1.2.
Not today, but again, they're getting through the
Yeah.
season.
Yep. All right. Well, game number 2 is just as fun.
Yes. It's Old Timers Day at the stadium with memories and alliteration in the air as Bradley Blaylock took on Will Warren for the Yanks. Top 1, Mariano's in the booth, followed up by the catchers, Posada and Girardi showing face. In the 3rd, here comes Big CC Sabathia. A-Rod and Jeets are in the building. Yanks lose 9-2 final.
Didn't like it. Didn't
Brutal.
like it. It was Old Timers Day. We should talk about that.
Brutal.
And I tweeted out, wow, what a great day for a Saturday nap. Like, let me just throw some runs up early. Let's chill and relax. Rockies heard the call.
Yeah.
They answered the bell. Yankees did not. A little bit of a defensive nightmare. Turns out sinker ball pitchers in the Yankees is not currently a great matchup. So Will Warren, he gets put in play. And that was that. And then Bradley Blaylock.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, Yanks get the first 2 on with that Soto weird check swing bloop over the pitcher. You don't see that enough. I think this is a classic case of Yanks got the first 2 on. It's Old Timers Day. Judges chasing history again. I think they were like, okay, so we'll just win again. They got routed, and they hit a couple hard balls, but they were at people. And then at a certain point, it's 6-0, and I don't know. That was a topic of conversation in our Yankees chat. Was like, do the Yanks have a signature comeback? Do they? For all the fireworks we've been seeing in certain games, we still really haven't seen the down 5 in the 2nd. Let's fire it up, boys. And yet, more so on a personal note on my end, back-to-back years, I've gotten excited by the Old Timers Day as the tweets start coming out and you're seeing players on the field. And I end up betting the Yankees, and they've lost back-to-back years. So that's it's not how you're supposed to bet.
When I tweeted out about loving a laugher, someone responded, they always lose on Old Timers Day. And I was like, oh, shit. Do you want to talk about Old Timers Day for a little bit? Dude, that was awesome. Like, just hearing the 09 team. I loved hearing the stories about everyone. I like Girardi. I thought Girardi did a great job with Susan running through it and asking questions and bringing all the guys up. And the only miss was making Damon talk more than he had to because he was feeling good. But nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
And you didn't end up on every Yankee team's Wikipedia page after that, did you?
I went down it was almost like an on-off season day for me. I've never read those. I sent that to you guys.
It was an off-season day.
I read the 2007 Yankees Wikipedia page because I was like, I remember that year being awesome. And I thought they should win, go farther in World Series. And I was like, well, let me go recap my brain on that team. And I've never read a wiki page that just recaps the season. If you were alive for the 2007 team and you followed them, go read the Wikipedia summary. Tons of drama. It was awesome. Tons of storylines. Anyway, 09 was awesome. And that got us texting about that team had so many walk-offs and moments. And then we were talking about the 2017 team, how they had the 9-1 comeback against the Orioles. They had a bunch of walk-offs, the toe shot. They had a lot of stuff. And does this team have any moments? Does this have any? And this is a silly conversation. It's not a concern. Maybe it's a slight minuscule concern. And I actually think today was maybe one of the top 3. Seeing the dugout go absolutely crazy when the 3 homered in a row and the crowd go absolutely nuts. I know it's regular season moments don't really have to include much stakes. It's just did the energy go through the fucking roof? And it did today. So I'm actually that might be one that they put in the Wikipedia, on blank day. Soto, Judge, and Stan went back to back to back for the first time as teammates. Like, that was awesome. So anyway, that was just a little. The 2009 thing was awesome.
Stadium was rocking. The dugout was rocking more than you ever see. Like, the timing was perfect. Everything we said. Kind of a close game. And like almost that oh shit, we like cannot lose this starts kicking in. And then the three best hitters on the team, three historic power hitters, all go yard in beautiful fashion. Michael K, when Jazz came up and he goes, Jazz going for 4. And I was like, I like it, Mike, but we got the 3. We got the 3.
He's going for 4.
And yeah, no, this counts in Momentville. But yeah, like I just know the Baltimore Orioles, who we should be keeping tabs on at this point, they just had 2 really nice comebacks against the Houston Astros. So I think a signature of any team is the never fight, you're never out. And I think we'd like to see this team have a little more of it. Like, I'm not going to complain over the 10-3 blowout where you had 5 home runs, because that's how you win a lot of games. But how about this? How would everyone at home be feeling if the Yankees had a couple nice comebacks in their belt this September? Pretty good.
I'd appreciate it. I would like it. Jazz, when the umpire got hurt, hope he's all right.
Yeah.
They showed Jazz. He had no hat, no helmet on, and he was standing next to Judge and Stan. I was like, whoa, that's Jazz?
Yeah.
I barely recognized him. He looked tiny, but that's just the Judge and Stan effect.
Yeah.
All right, so this game stunk.
Yes.
Verdugo homered, though.
Got the monkey off his back.
It's actually like a decent. I went to the carnival when they were down big. I went to the carnival, and sometimes I would put the game on the stroller and watch it as I push around. I just checked the ESPN like score every now and then. So I went back and watched the Verdugo homer just to see what it was all about. 0-2, second strike was awful. Curveball swing, like totally fooled. Then he fouled back a fastball, and he must have just been like, he just sat curve on this pitch. And I was like, damn, he was sitting curve 0-2. How did that unfold? I went back and watched it, but still nice. Sat curve, fucking crushed it.
Yeah, and I don't know if Verdugo finds a way in awards, and he is one of the bigger talking pieces on the team right now. That I still love Verdugo's personality. I mean, he kind of wears it on his sleeve. He was MFing himself around the bases, just like kind of frustration coming out that he got that homer finally. And then his next at bat, he hits a bullet that gets snagged by McMahon, and he lets out more frustration. And he was talking about it in his interviews. And Paul O'Neill was loving it, man. And Paul O'Neill was one of the biggest delights of Old Timers Day, because they had guys coming into Paul O'Neill was like, yeah, man, if I got out my last out, even if I had a 4-hit day, that's the one I took with me. And it when Jorge and some of the other guys were coming to the booth, they were like, yeah, man, Paul O'Neill set a tone of like, it's a little bit of what we wish the Yanks had a little bit more of like, it's cool when Judge says the personal accomplishments don't mean anything. But Paul O'Neill would be pissed. Paul O'Neill would go 2 for 4 with 2 RBI, and you'd see him walk off the field in the 8th inning because he just got out. And just MFing himself up and down.
I tweeted it back in 2018 or 2019. It's one of the funnier Paul O'Neill highlights going. He thinks he doesn't get a hold of the ball, or he doesn't get a hold of the ball.
Right.
But it, gets blown over the short porch, and he rounds the bases, and he's still upset with himself that he didn't get a hold of the ball. He does. Results be damned. I did not hit that ball well. Like if you totally shank like a golf shot, hits a tree, ends up right on the green, you're still like, well, I mean, that's how he was like acting.
Or it's kind of, there's been a little bit of the opposite in this baseball. It's like, oh, dude, I roped that ball, center fielder right there, but I caught it 110. And it's like, that never used to matter.
Fuck that, dude. I hate that. That's too many people lean on that. I mean, Gary Sanchez, one of my favorites,
right,
got me off that so hard.
Clay knew Judge was out there. Full circle.
Let's go to game 3.
Rubber match in the Bronx as Marcus would try to be the Strom man for New York, while Austin would try to leave the Yanks somber gombers. Brenton Doyle with an RBI groundout on Jack Doyle's B-Day. It's 1-0 Rocks, but after precedings, it was time to see the Judge. 2-run homer as Judge is over the hill with his 50th homer of the season. 2-1 Yanks. Make it 4-2. Soto and Torres RBI singles in the second. A little fortitude and then a little 3-2 as Colorado would try to climb the mountain. Stroman was Stroman. 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks. No help from the Yankees defense, but he'd get help from the Yankees offense. S-O-T-O, Soto, 51 for Bernie. Judge does it again. Hit the music, Giancarlo. Like triplets comparing their height, we're going back to back to back. The Rockies would start their pre-flight drinks with a Gleyber bomb. Fun one in the boogie down. Stroman to Canely to Cousins to Weaver to Meza. Yanks win 10-3 and take 2 out of 3 in the Bronx.
Nice. 50 homers on August 25th is some kind of unbelievable, man.
That was, and I didn't depict this well at the start. I guess when they do that inning, Soto goes again. Or Soto goes. Judge goes again for 51 on August 25th. Michael K's rightfully losing his mind. Giancarlo clips it. That's when I guess I got my first postseason pit in the stomach where I was like, this one better count in a good way or this one is going to sting, man, because we're watching the 22 season turned into watching Judge chase history and almost ignoring everything else. Like, oh my God, this is tough to watch. This is Judge chasing history with a lot of cool features. It's like, okay, Rodon's finding a couple gears. Garrett Cole's coming back. Stanton has somewhat consistently put up one of the odder stat lines I've seen on a baseball page that it was like, God damn, man, with Jazz Chisholm on the squad and like Gleyber showing some signs of comfortability at the plate that this, however this thing goes down, it's either going to be euphoria or probably the most pain I'll feel in 5 years.
Wow. Yeah. Should be. Note from producer BBD. Judge hit his 50th homer on August 29th in 2022. So he's on pace for 64 right now or 63 or something like that.
I think they said 63.
Not bad.
It's not bad.
Anything else? A lot of people upset about the lineup when it got posted. I don't know if any of these are going to be awards. Trevino plays over Wells, and DJ and Verdugo both play, and Oswaldo doesn't. Now, Verdugo gets 2 hits, DJ gets 2 hits, and that's what they're trying to do, I guess.
Yeah.
My awards lean positive, so I don't know if you're talking about any of this.
Yeah,
later.
it's a positive day. I guess the more and more as we, kind of thought freely in our Talkin' Yanks chat, like, however the roster sorts out, whether there's some John Birdie business, at a certain point, Oswaldo needs some reps at first base, just because we went through the playoff roster, and right now it'd be Rizzo and DJ, and I think there's a really good argument that DJ wouldn't be on the playoff roster. And yeah, man, you texted the screenshot of the stats from the last month, and like Oswaldo has been good. Not good by comparing him to DJ or Verdugo, who have been awful. Like, he has been really good. And I posted my tweet today that was the top 5 Yankees in B-War. It's Judge, or position players. It's Judge, Soto, Volpe, Wells, Oswaldo. So war's not everything, but I don't know, man. as we start doing more of the playoff roster and how everyone's going to fit in, Oswaldo deserves a damn spot. And his versatility in different places almost needs to be tested a little more. I don't know.
Dude, I'm not giving the Averex award because I'm trying to stay a little more positive on the awards, but I mean, major Averex, especially because the 2 hits DJ got today were nice hits. They were DJ LeMahieu hits.
90 miles per hour.
But he's lost defensively. We need Rizzo back. If Rizzo wasn't great defensively earlier in the year. So like if he can play, that's great.
Right.
If he looks like he can make a pick, we need it like so bad. I don't know, man. Like the stats on DJ before today versus lefties were unbelievable. Like you guys thinking right now what bad is? It's worse.
Yeah.
Before today, in the month of August, DJ had a 0.63 batting average against lefties and a 0.63 slugging against lefties. I mean, 19 plate appearances. So what is that, like 1 for 17 with 2 walks? One for 16 with 3 walks, maybe? Yeah, 1 for 16 with 3 walks. So he got 2 hits today, but you got, unless they're dead set, Rizzo's coming back and DJ and Rizzo are platooning at first in the postseason, you have to get Oswaldo reps over there or someone.
Right.
So I don't know what they're doing. And then the Wells and Trevino thing, they kind of made their bed too early for me. Like, I wish Boone said at the beginning of the season, Wells was going to face lefties. Then he really didn't. I think that with a ton of run versus lefties, Wells will hit them. But he's been really, really bad against lefties. Trevino's been better, like over 100 points better on the OPS versus lefties, Trevino. And the expected numbers are better for Trevino than Wells. And you need to beat lefties right now. So I wish Wells was starting all the time and getting way more run. And I think with action versus lefties, eventually he's going to get better. It took him a month versus righties, though. We can't give him a month versus lefties. We need to beat lefties right now. Now, Trevino didn't do anything today, but 4 out of the last 5 years, Trevino's been good against lefties. So it's a really tricky situation that I wish they didn't have themselves in, but they kind of do.
Yeah, and it's, hey, Trevi, earn it. You do have this skill. So if you show people that'll quelch the conversation. And yeah, man, I think Nats are the first team to throw out the lefty theory at us. They're going 3 for 3 in lefties. So,
is that just has to be natural rotation, right? They change. They're the Nats.
I think they called up a kid, that I think that might have shuffled it a little bit. Let's see, how much is my guy Mitchell?
I'm sure Yankees being bad versus lefties informed a decision at some point, but yeah.
And former Yankee Patrick Corbin.
Who are they facing?
Gallo and Andres Chaparro are up for them.
Who's who facing?
Who's the Yankees? Who are the 3 pitchers?
Mitchell Parker, Patrick Corbin, Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah. So that's just the natural order, I think.
What they've been doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's just the norm. That's been so they didn't change it. They just have 4 out of their 5 pitchers are lefties.
Right.
Good test for the Yanks, though. Yeah. So as Wells going to play 1 out of 3 again? That sucks.
Get in late. Definitely a weird spot because the only way he's ever going to learn is getting the at-bats, and you don't want to pigeonhole him. But yeah, like you said, right now you're in a tight division race, and you specifically need help versus lefties.
Yeah.
They need like every advantage they can find.
All right. Let's get into awards. Unless you got anything else.
No, sir.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
You get to go first.
Jim, awards are brought to you by Miracle Made. It's hot outside. Change your sheets, you gross boys. Sorry. That was targeted.
No, that's a good note. If you're,
It's a little targeted at my past.
you're 18 to 25 years old, living by yourself, change your sheets. You haven't. It's been too long.
And even if you're not in that range, get yourself some Miracle Made sheets. If you're too hot or too cold, these sheets are inspired by NASA. Yeah, the top dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Silver-infused fabrics. Miracle Made sheets thermoregulate. Like that. Think I know what both of those words in there mean. They're luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of some of the luxury brands. So, go to trymiracle.com/Yanks to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use promo code Yanks, our promo code Yanks at checkout, you get 3 free towels. Save an extra 20%. Hey, people, all of you are using sheets. All of you are using towels. How do you like that? And they got a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied, you get a full refund. Miracle Made. Trymiracle.com/Yanks. Code Yanks. 3-piece towel set and 40% off. Bing.
Bing, bang,
Pride
boom.
of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
I'll go Judge. He had his best series of the year. He's trying to beat his own home run record. I don't know. I realize pride sometimes is supposed to hit some different heartstrings or a different angle. No. Wrong. Even his homer on Friday night was kind of a proud home run. Like you saw the dugout get a little extra excited. Rodon screaming 49 from the dugout. Like every Judge home, he has now hit the point that each one of his homers almost counts as 2. Because, like, the whole team gets extra juice from it and is shocked by what they're seeing. The stadium goes nuts. It's what the stadium is now there to see again. That we're getting boos when Judge gets walked and the whole deal. Where'd your OPS land on this series, Jim? 194?
On the homestand, not the
homestand.
series. I don't know what. The series was, I don't know.
Good.
The homestand was
Homers.
I tweeted it out, 1947.
Strong.
Cleveland and Colorado, which is his highest OPS on a road trip or a homestand of the season. And when he went to Minnesota, or when Minnesota and the Dodgers came to Yankee Stadium, he had a 183 OPS. But this stretch has been crazy. At Tampa Bay and Baltimore, 1.2 versus Tampa Bay and the Mets, 1.1 at Boston and Philly, 1.58. And then Toronto, Anaheim, and Texas came 1.4, and that's 9 games. Road trip, Chicago and Detroit, 1.2, and then here, 1.9. Crazy. What are his home and road splits? Because the big numbers are at home, like the top 3 here.
He's 1.1ing on the road.
1.246 at home, 1.13 at away.
And those homes don't include today, where he went 2 for 4 with 2 homers.
In an odd way, it doesn't change the numbers a crazy amount because they're already in a crazy place.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
324 batting average, 701 slug on the road.
Just unbelievable.
17 of his 30 homers, or not of his 30 doubles are on the road.
I know it's been crazy. Like, this stretch has been mesmerizing and jaw-dropping. today hit a new level for me, Jake.
That's what I'm saying.
That 0-2 pitch that he went down and got and like didn't even look like he got it and it went out. I just went, holy fuck. Like, what are we watching? What is this? So you're right. It did feel like today is the go get your SeatGeek ticket because it's going to be silent until the ball's thrown time coming soon. It's just crazy.
I know I
don't have words.
A lot of numbers got thrown out there, Jim, but I mean 1.364 before today for 93 games. So you're looking for which series and homestand and road stand is the best. That's just 1.364 is the standard.
Before today, it's a 754 slugging at home. He has a 445 on base percentage with no one on base. Any way you break down his homers is crazy because I think he's got the most homers in the first inning. He's got the most homers in 7 through 9. Like it's split. If you want to look up, what do we look up at the office? Most gone in 30 ballpark homers. He's got the most.
Shohei's on his butt, to be fair, but
yeah, he was one away, but I don't know because he had a couple. It's crazy.
Who do you got?
You know, that's an interesting one. Because I didn't fully think about it because I thought you might do a tricky one and leave, and then I would be just like, obviously I'm going Judge. You know who I'm going to go with? I don't know if this guy's gotten one yet. And I think it's a good series, and there's a lot of options here. Oh, fuck. I just found one I want to give it 2 more.
Okay.
Stanton. I was not going to go Stanton. I was going to go a different route, but I just said that I think we had one of our moments of the year that we'll remember. They're going to write about it in the Wikipedia recap. Go read them, guys. They're interesting. They're fun. I don't know who writes them. AI, maybe. Bubba Chuck. But that dugout scene that Stan delivered on 3 for 3 is crazy. I think he's got 3 homers in his last 3 games played now. Took a pitch to the back from the pitcher. Pitcher said, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to hit you. And he said, all right, fine.
I kind of started that. I might have to dig through old Talkin baseballs. Pitchers are starting to do that more, and they should.
Yeah, I just think it's our age and younger starting to be pros. Did hurt the umpire, and that's not good. Accidental. And he broke his jaw before. That's what I thought. I was like, did he break his jaw, or did he get major whiplash of the neck? I don't know. I hope that guy's okay. Coming through with runners on again, though. I know that was a solo shot. What are you going to do? 2 guys homered for you. But, 3 RBIs with the homer in Cleveland. And then you have 2 hits today?
Yeah, he had the ump ball dropped.
Yeah. So just proud that he created back-to-back from Judge and Soto. Kay put it correctly. It was Judge and Soto and then oh no. And now it's Judge and Soto and here we go. And Kay said that, I think. I don't know if that's exactly how he phrased it, but dude, stay going, Stanton. Give us a couple stretches. Be alive.
And let's see. Stan had a really strong June. Actually a great triple slash in June. He misses almost all of July. Stanton rules 4 weeks for an injury. And then, let's see. He's had a really strong last week. The slugging on the year is almost at 500, which I think if that got thrown out in his over-under for the year, we would have taken it. His slugging in 2021, where he hit 35 homers in 139 games, it was 516. So, Stanton, I don't know. It's odd. There might even be like a little more in there to make the final slash line feel a little less weird. But hey, man, I'm a little old school, Jim, except about the starting pitchers hitting hitters. We can get over that. Dude, when Stan's been in the lineup because he missed their bad times, they are 56-28 in game Stanton starts.
Well, I mean, the runners in scoring position is huge. He's got a 926 OPS in at bats when there's runners in scoring position, and we're talking about 97 plate appearances, not a tiny sample. And he's got a 276 batting average, 340. So, I mean, that's his job, because make them, if they walk Soto and Judge, they pitch around him, someone's got to do damage. And Wells is doing a good job too when they're facing a righty. So good to see him get a lefty too, because we need help there. Was it a lefty actually that he got? Who was that reliever?
Today
I don't think it
was a righty, but his homer in game 1 was versus a lefty. Anecdotally, don't know what the numbers are, but the last week or so he's gotten some hard hit balls and some actual hits off lefties, which was a big ask from us.
Yeah.
Need him to be the lefty killer.
Yeah. Okay. So Stan's my pride.
It's a good one.
Turns out.
I thought he was the other guy. I think that was a good pick.
Yeah. I mean, I had another I could have done. I could have been prideful about it, but we didn't. Maybe I'll give that guy MFer now for not getting my pride. How about that?
You Yankee motherfucker.
That's life. That's what they play after the Yankees lose.
They should.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Man, Yankee MFer, huh? God. Austin Wells. Jeez, I might. Is Ben Rice a cop-out at this point?
Kinda.
I mean, it's less of a cop-out than Will Warren, right?
Don't think so.
Okay, then I'll go Will Warren. And
Just leave me in the dust.
next.
I shouldn't have said that.
You shouldn't have said that.
Shouldn't have said
'Cause
that.
now you take Rice. That's just soft. Just give it to your pride.
Give it to my pride.
No, that's not how it's supposed to work.
You don't tell me. Okay. Well, shit. Verdugo got some hits. He hit homered and got some hits. His numbers on the series look great.
Not easy if you allowed Will Warren, which was allowed on the air. It's not as easy as you think.
I allowed Will Warren.
I'll let you do a Tonkin funeral if you want.
No, he's not my MFer. I got a lot of respect for Tonkin. I do.
Got lit up this series, bro.
I got a lot of respect for Tonkin.
Good.
Who had the errors today?
When the Jazz.
Two got
Yeah, but that was on DJ.
When they told Tonkin that they were moving on for him, it must have been an absolute respect off in there.
Someone tweeted me and said people saw him walking through the Hard Rock Cafe with his wife pissed. And that made me sad.
Wow.
The image of it.
Kind of like him and his wife grabbing a Sizzler at the Hard Rock before they left.
Gleyber have an error in game 2? He's been hitting them. I thought Gleyber. Statistically, Volpe could be there. What the shit am I supposed to do? I mean, Trevi's getting at bats. Oh my goodness. You know who I'm going to go with?
You got Jim.
DJ for the Averex. It's back to back for me. No, oh shit. It's 3 out of the last 4.
Yeah.
Jimbo?
Should I not do him? I'll go Volpe then. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, you haven't given one to him in a while.
They won 2. The game they lost was Warren. You did that. Jazz doesn't get anything done, but I'm excited he's back. It feels too early. Ben Rice, inconsequential. Volpe 091 without any walks. So I guess I'm going Volpe. I don't know, man. That's kind of it's a tough series to give out MFer. Statistically, whatever. Let's move on.
So who got it?
Volpe.
Okay. We moved on.
I mean, DJ got some hits, so he
out hit Volpe.
It made me mad. Volpe went 1 for 11. His at-bats look awful.
Entered today with the 6th lowest batting average with runners in scoring position this season. 4 of the 5 ahead of him have been employed by the A's and White Sox. It's a tough series.
Tough series. Regular award.
Brought to you by the JM Merch Store. Go buy yourself a shirt. Jim's wearing one. I'm wearing one. We really upped our collections this year and our Yankee gear. Get yourself like a Judge shirt. Why wouldn't you?
We sold out of them at Fanatics Fest. They were
Oops.
Came and went, all sizes.
Shop.johnboymedia.com. Does that link work? Yeah. Go get yourself some merch.
What was that Volpe batting average stat, Beebs?
Entered today. I know he at least got one more out with runners in scoring position this year, but he's 19 for 96 on the season, which is 198. That's the 6th lowest batting average with runners in scoring position. Of the 5 guys ahead of him, 4 are on the A's or White Sox. DeYoung changed teams and has been good since leaving.
Okay.
Randy's worse.
Bat him leadoff. Bases are empty.
I tried that.
Really good first time through the order.
Trent Grisham. Okay. Did we say a theme? I'm blanking.
You're up.
Okay.
I have one planned out, so if you take it, I'll be a little bummed.
Who is it? I won't take him. That Will Warren fiasco.
That's fishing. I mean, that's just.
I'm trying to help, bro. Dude, Jimmy. Check in.
You're trying to get an answer.
I'm trying to help you. I felt bad about the Will Warren thing. Who do you not want it to go to?
It's okay. If you gave it to him, it's fine. He's a human on the team, offensive player. Go pitcher.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get a
That's
little more
teamwork. Yeah, we worked through that. And we're not even in our uniforms.
Get a little more rat and rack going. Baggage is back. Let's go with the Hot Pot of Coffee Award.
Hot pot.
Hot pot.
Hot pot of coffee.
Hot pot of coffee.
Jake Cousins?
Close. It's going to Carlos Rodon. Carlos Rodon, 6-inning shutout to start this series. There could be even an argument for him to have been a pride of sorts. Carlos Rodon, like a hot pot of coffee and kind of also just a hot pot in general, he's number 2. He's going to be the number 2 starter, and he's not
bad.
It's fun what he's done. He had his dud start against Detroit last week. He bounces back from that. I said last episode that I was gonna put that one on hold because I didn't believe in it, and he had 5 good ones before that. Now with this one, if you do his last 7, 37.2 innings pitched, a 2.87 ERA. So Carlos Rodon, who really won us over with his new look, and he got out to a hot start. He then kind of lost everyone off the hook for just a little bit there. He's been back, and I think it's looking like he's going to be number 2 come the postseason.
He has how many more starts? He's going to face the Nats.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, the Nats, and then then the Rangers. Now this can all get messed up, obviously. Then you're looking at the Royals. We'll get in that Red Sox 4-game series. Seattle, Baltimore. 6 more starts.
6 more. He's got 26 on the season. Normally you're lined up for 32, 33.
Something very impressive, taking the ball all year. And with the innings he's done, like if him and Nestor can do that, I think in and of itself, regardless of results, I clap for that. How many wins does he have?
14-8.
Clean sweep, run the table.
Why
20,
not?
20 wins.
Win the 1997 Cy Young. Get the most wins.
The bet I would have given Rodon. I would have named the award the silent treatment. Best thing he's done for me is I don't think about him. I don't really. It's like right now, out of sight, out of mind. He's dropped off the priority list, which is a great place to be.
Right. He's not a question mark currently.
Yeah.
Your Chicago came out there for a second again.
I watched Bike Riders the last 2 nights. We had to split it in half. We can't watch a full movie in one night. We get too tired.
Just something of note. Middle name is Antonio. Feel like we haven't touched on that, which makes his initials Car.
Carlos Antonio Rodon.
Kinda. Good name.
Pretty awesome.
Okay. I am going to give out the what the shit?
Ooh, poop theme awards.
A Child Will Lead Them award.
Oh. Okay. A Child Will Lead Them award. Let's go with Juan Soto.
Nope.
Okay.
Good guess. It's a throwback. It's one of Michael K's calls.
Wow.
High fly ball, deep center. Allen back, still back, still back. See ya! A walk-off home run, and a child leads them to a win. Yankees win 7-4. They've done it again.
So, kind of an odd call by K because calling him a child always was weird, but I liked it. And then it's double entendre,
right?
Because since he got the leadoff spot, he's been great. In the month of April, 16 games in the first inning, he's got a .562 on base percentage.
Sure.
I mean, that's good. He's 5 games in a row now getting on to start the game for the Yankees. 4 hits, and then today he walked. So, leadoff Gleyber is kind of what they wanted it to be. Maybe they pulled the plug way too early the first time, or maybe he made the changes and got through, but yeah, it's nice.
I want to
see it.
Please.
What's that?
Go.
And he jumped on the first pitch, game 2, which is nice. In the Cleveland series or the series before that, he had a 9-pitch at bat, an 8-pitch at bat. O'Neill talked about that, like he is seeing pitches. I don't know what today was. He walked, I think it was 5 or something. I'm not sure. But, either seeing pitches so the other guys can see the pitches, or he's getting on base, which I think is good. Today, I'm not sure I can find it, but the 4 before that he got a hit. So the pitches he saw aren't that high. It's 1 pitch, 5 pitch, 3 pitches, 5 pitches. Then the 3 games before that, he didn't get a hit, but he saw 5 pitches, 8 pitches, 9 pitches, which is, you'd take that if you're not getting a hit leadoff, at least let Judge and Soto get their timing. So I don't have complaints again about the leadoff spot right now for the first time all season.
6-pitch walk today, then first pitch, second pitch, and then the last at bat, the homer was on the 5th pitch. I don't know what that averages out to, but 2 long at-bats.
I want to see what happens next. Kind of like you said, it was a conversation for a while that currently is on pause. The home run today, it was his first in a month. He hadn't homered since July 24th. So, again, not necessarily what we need from that position because we are lucky enough to have a guy trying to break the home run record, and the fact that Juan Soto's season is getting what was the word O'Neill used today and he got nervous about?
He said Soto's season is getting dwarfed by Judge. You don't want to say dwarfed.
Paul, it's how you use it. And in that example, it was fine. Gleyber, I don't know. He's got some interesting numbers. Like if you do his numbers from May 12th, the middle of May, which again is now more than the majority of the season, literally 82 games, 254, 330, a 726 OPS. Now, I know that's not world beating, especially compared to some of the Soto Judge numbers we've said before, but it's a slightly above league average hitter, or what the league average hitter has been this season. And yet he hasn't had like the streak. He hasn't had the heater. He hasn't had the, the road trip he went nuts on or anything like that. So he's been playing an okay brand of offensive baseball, much closer to the Gleyber Tour as we know, without having the hot streak that, man, if he does something with what Soto and Judge are doing, the offense would go to an exciting level.
Yeah, the home run today was nice. He was, I can do it. I'm in the mix, but it's the Rockies and they gave it up a bunch. Yeah, second half of the season in the leadoff spot, 264 batting average, 344 on base.
Sure.
So that's good.
Pretty in line with his career numbers.
Yeah, no slug, but whatever. Get on base. If you're going to be the leadoff, see pitches, get on base. So that's the last 61 plate appearances as a leadoff hitter.
Yeah, I guess that's
344.
Interested to see if this kicks into some slug or if we're going to look back and be like, oh, yeah, just wasn't a slug season.
Yeah, kind of my guess because 353 slug second half. But I'll take the on base.
Sure.
Child will lead them.
Child will lead them. Okay. Let's do, for my final award, the dig the heels in and lean back.
Dig the heels and lean back. Verdugo?
Has to be, Jim. Has to be. Not only did he do it on his home run swing, but he had it. He had a couple good swings this series, and this is it, man. Like, this is actually it for the next 10 games. Once we hit September, and if Jason Dominguez isn't on this roster, this is it. He was in versus a lefty today. He's been very bad versus lefties. He gets the home run. Does he get the monkey off of his back? It was, the baseball gods are funny. His last at-bat yesterday, he lined out, and he was horribly frustrated. Today, his first at-bat, he gets the bloop. So, an eye for an eye. But this is it, man. Man, if he does go on a hot streak, how interesting that would make things. But, dude, there's also... He made a nice catch today.
I was going to say that.
Going back on left field, we've seen him make that catch a lot this year, more often than not. And he does have a really strong arm, which I feel like he's had a couple opportunities. The ball took a bad hop to Wells. Was that the old Timers game? or if that was the series before. Yeah, I think that was Old Timers Day that he had him. The ball took a bad hop off the dirt. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's to really blame for that one. I guess you'd like to get the bounce earlier if you're the outfielder or get it there. But it's interesting because, let's say it is Dominguez time. That guy hasn't played a ton of left field, especially at Yankee Stadium. That, I don't know. This is it.
He has skills. I don't know, like the catch was nice. The defense needs to be there. I'm not into playoff platoons at a big level at all. I think, I don't know. This isn't a research thought, but my theory about the Rays and the Dodgers being good in the regular season but not good in the postseason has always been I don't think platoons work in the postseason because you're supposed to ride the hot hand. It's about who's hot. All the stat nerds say that. It's about who's hot, not what's the best matchup. So that's been my theory. I could be wrong. I haven't looked that up. But I don't want like DJ and like Wells and Trevino platoon for the postseason. DJ and Rizzo platoon for the postseason. Dominguez and Verdugo platoon. I don't want multiple platoons, so I want someone to win spots and get hot and stay. I was glad he played against a lefty today in that sense. Like, just do it. With Wells, you do that too. But if he's good, I hope he's good. I'm giving out the Titanic Award.
Mm-hmm. Like the ship?
Truth. The truth about sunken truth. That's the name of the award. Titanic, comma, the sunken truth.
Titanic, comma, the sunken truth. What really happened on that boat that day? God, the sunken truth. DJ?
No. Clay Holmes. Maybe the Yankees. We're not worried about DJ's makeup. We're not worried about how he throws the ball. We're not worried about the infield defense. Okay, well, he started the season throwing 64% sinkers and 30% sliders in April. And now here we come in August, and he's throwing 33% sinkers and 66% sliders. So you can say all you want about how we're wrong and sinkers aren't a bad pitch for the current state of the defense and the position of closer, but the numbers are the truth. And they're sinking the sinker, man. It is like out. The two pitchers that throw the most sliders in relief this year. Let me find the note that Beebs grabbed for me, which was a good one. Last 2 weeks, 75% of Clay's pitches were breaking balls, highest rate in Major League Baseball. You know who the second is? Jake Cousins. Want to know why?
Righties.
Out of righties? Well, because
righties.
the Yankees know, man. They can say, and Boone can say all they want to say, sinker balls and the current defense are a terrible combo. And the proof's in the pudding. And they're not going to come out and say that. But I was looking at those numbers and I was like, you motherfuckers trying to make us think we're crazy or like wrong. Like you're acting on everything we've been complaining about drastically. That's a drastic change.
It's a big change.
Clay Holmes is 66% breaking balls in August and 30% sinkers. And he was the complete opposite to start the season. Balls in play aren't a good combo in tight and close situations when Volpe's your only good defender.
I think it's a little bit that. I also think that I think guys were just sitting sinker and they had to get off of it.
They want swing and miss.
Well, yeah, everyone wants swing and miss, but I also think, and it came paramount in that one series that the guys were just sitting sinker and we'll just go with it. And it ties into the defense and it ties into it being a contact pitch that, yeah.
You'll see them sit breaking ball now, but he throws 2 different ones, so it's a little harder task. He throws a sweeper and a slider. And the Red Sox, they did that the early half of the season, which is cool. It's kind of a strategy. They threw the least amount of fastballs in baseball because they said even when breaking balls get hit, the results are worse. And it worked the whole first half. But now that did an article comparing the swing rate on breaking balls versus fastballs, complete opposite, and they're getting hit. So yeah, probably have to balance out at some sort, but sliders and swing and miss is better.
Yeah, 50-50, not a bad place to be.
Yeah. Cousins helps there too. And Weaver and Canley don't throw breaking balls, so that's kind of interesting. Change up, not a breaking ball, but that's their secondary pitch. All right. Anything we missed?
Soto didn't get talked about, which chaps my ass a little.
He's good. I mean, he didn't even have a 300 batting average in the series. Verdugo did. Stanton did. All right, we got Nationals coming up. 3 lefties. Be interesting to see what they do with Wells. And who's the starters for the Yankees? You have
Nestor Cole,
Rodon. Quick road trip, huh? Just a 1-series road trip?
Yeah, and then it's a 1-series home trip.
Silly. I guess because they're international. They're international league. I was going to say.
Yeah. I think the only one of each of those cases all year.
Wow. Okay. 6:45 start the next 3 days, guys. Not 7.
Good
Don't
note.
miss that first half of the first inning.
Good note.
Appreciate you. A lot of baseball talk today on the show.
Always.
Felt like we were talking ball the whole app.
Always. There was a couple.
It was good.
Yeah.
So much to discuss.
Amen.
All right. Leave your favorite line from the 2007 wiki read as a comment. Goodbye. Farewell. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.